Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year. I just wanted to tell you guys.
I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour.
The police found new evidence making David a suspect in the passing of Celeste, which resulted in David giving a reaction. To understand his reaction, it's important to know he hasn't been cooperating with police. The news wrote, David is not cooperating with investigators in the passing of Celeste, and detectives have identified a second suspect in the case. David still remains a suspect. He's become a main priority as it was announced. Celeste was found frozen in David's car, which the medical examiner says will likely make it impossible to determine the cause of passing. The police see Celeste's passing as a result of foul play and can make an arrest even if the cause is undetermined.
For quite some time, a lot of people were curious as to when she could have passed away. If she passed away at the beginning of 2025, why did she only just start smelling in September of 2025? Well, according to what we are hearing from sources close to LAPD, it seems as if Celeste Rivas Hernandez was actually frozen for a period of time. Freezing a would preserve that for an extended period of time, and it seems as if she was removed from being in a frozen state and put in David's Tesla. And because of that, the medical examiner is likely not going to be able to determine a CO.
Connected to this was this police report reading, on the night of December 30th through the morning of December 30th, 2024, David and Celeste were together in downtown Los Angeles, where several photos were taken in public. Alongside weird photos found in David's camera roll, the police are curious if this shed is where the crime occurred. However, it gets worse for David from here because he did something weird on the day Celeste was found. Sources believe after David hired his new legal firm, he transferred assets out of his name. He's preparing for the police to close on him. Expect his arrest soon, as a lawyer explained further.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago,
right.
Could a court look at this and say this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
David tried to protect his assets by moving it to his mother's name, but it won't work. The feds noticed he had a second private rental home that wasn't publicly known. In the background of their pictures, it supposedly shows furniture that lines up with what was in David's rental home. But the important part is that it wasn't just Celeste living there, because so was David's close friend Neo. As new reports share, this in no way implies any type of guilt, but based on Steve's recent findings and David's social media, it's possible that his friend Neo was the last one driving the Tesla. Neo has wiped his social media clean of David and does not follow him on Instagram. This information has not been confirmed by officials, which relates to the private investigator hinting towards Neo's involvement.
You know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say for, I don't know who exactly was in that house, because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was another last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her? I don't know.
But a report covered more of David's relationship with Neo. Receipts show that David and Neo no longer follow each other on Instagram. What happened to Celeste, and who put her in the Tesla? Did Celeste witness something significant related to David that would ruin his public profile? This is when rumors began circulating that David had a relationship with Neo. Old photos on Instagram show the two recreating the Titanic pose with each other, laying down in bed and hanging out together. But what's very weird about this case is that no one knows where David is.
Do you have any indication about where David is right now?
I don't. I have no idea. And it's kind of bizarre because his group has stayed so silent, what's left of his group, I guess. And I'm not even sure the conversations that the owner did have with his management in breaking that lease. I'm not even 100% sure his management knows at this time where he's at. I think his attorney might be the only one, and his parents.
But there was finally activity online from one of David's accounts. As it reads, David just posted a song titled Rush to his official BandLab account and then quickly deleted it. But fans commented on the song asking if he was the one who did it, so he deleted it shortly after. Although it's important to hear what the private investigator's thoughts on the case are, because he's one of the closest people who has seen a lot of evidence on the case.
You don't know more information about when she, right?
No,
okay.
I don't have any information of how she, when exactly she. I have, listen, investigations are always moving, and right now I tend to believe it happened a while ago, a long time ago. And I think January, February, things change. I mean, you can see it in the photos and everything. And I also think when I first started looking at this case, I'm very much a Occam's razor type of person where I think things are a lot easier than people try to make them sometimes, especially online, into these big things. And I thought this was going to be a tragic, which it very well still could be. And they made a bad decision because they didn't want to expose a potential relationship and put her in this Tesla. And then maybe he thought he could get somebody to get rid of that car. And they were just like, no, I'm not doing it. And just got left there. But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her.
But what's strange about the second house is that David recorded a weird video there back in February. As a fan found it and posted, there's video David recorded at his other house in February 2025. Celeste had likely been passed for a few weeks. Also in February, he leased a red Tesla and stopped using the black one.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain, and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And then it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January and all this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now, but it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
The way David talks in this video is not normal. In the muted parts of the clip, he's talking about how people passed and that he hopes it stops. Is it possible he's subconsciously telling us about what happened to Celeste? Or is he just talking about world issues? However, with David being a key suspect in the case, the police made a move on him when it was reported. Too many coincidences? There's a strange timeline surrounding David and Celeste Rivas Hernandez. On September 18th, David transferred his Texas homes into his mom's name, the same day Celeste was identified and found in his Tesla. Just a day earlier, LAPD executed a search warrant at his Hollywood Hills rental. And on that same day, a police call falsely reported an incident and someone passing at his family's home. When police arrived, they were met by David's parents, who said his younger brother and sister were upstairs, as his parents' house was swatted.
No, out of all times for this to happen, as discovered in his car, after she's been identified, for there to be a potential swatting incident where somebody calls 911 with a fake allegation, a fake crime for their property, out of all people, out of all times, it's weird.
Well, it's weird, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me because this case has taken on national significance in terms of people paying attention to it. And there are bad actors that understand how to bring somebody by way of swatting. So somebody called the 911 system down there. They found the address online and were basically made up a story for the cops to go there. And then they went in, and fortunately the police were very professional and they were able to immediately understand that it was a swatting incident and it wasn't a legitimate call.
But others believe it was a warning for what's about to come his way, because people noticed that David spoke very weird in old interviews. He said he wanted to move to a private island with no social media in 4 years, which is when Celeste would have been 18.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying, why are you saying that like you're not like up there?
Well, I'm not there yet, but hopefully it's like even crazier next year. And then I'm going crazy year after year for the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib. No social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone. In 5 years, I'm gonna be gone.
Well, you still remember me?
Yeah, bro.
on,
You'll
bro.
have like the secret codes to the mansion.
Yeah?
You can pull up on every.
What's the secret code? Give us the first 2 numbers.
Absolutely
of the secret.
not.
Where fans noted the question was where he wanted to be in 5 years, but he mentioned specifically for 4 years. However, the second interview is worse. An update reads, alleged photo of David wearing a similar wig to one Celeste Rivas was wearing has surfaced online, which is not only weird that they shared the same accessories, but in the interview, David talks about having an alter ego that commits crimes in his music videos.
Basically, an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it. Like it was in the vault for.
As a fan reaction wrote, there's hundreds of crimes he could have used as his example when describing his alter ego, and he chooses to say that. I can't be the only one seeing how obvious this all is. This went viral online, so David did the unthinkable. It was announced, if anyone wondering where David is, he's lurking and been playing Fortnite. As fans tracked David's Fortnite account and realized he's been playing Fortnite while in hiding. But fans wonder if David hopped on Fortnite to distract people from the old interviews of what he said. There's no way that's David's first response to all of this happening. If he knows he's innocent, he should have gone about this in a different way. But what David didn't know is the worst was yet to come. They're collecting evidence files on David, and they began it with the last time Celeste was seen on camera at one of his shows. Behind the scenes, Celeste was going to David's concerts, but she would hang out with David's brother backstage, so she wasn't seen publicly. But they slipped up one time, and it was reported. If this video is accurate, it means Celeste was still alive on June 27th, 2024, allegedly seen backstage at a David concert with his brother. Look closely, she's wearing those Hello Kitty sandals. According to her missing persons poster, her family noted she was last seen wearing Hello Kitty sandals, which look like the same ones she wears in the video at the concert. However, what's crazier is he streamed on Twitch with her. As it was reported, a resurfaced clip of David from January 11th, 2024 shows him with Celeste Rivas on stream, where he tells the mods to delete all videos and clips after he ends the stream.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spam me. Oh, thank you. Mitchell.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
Are we
We need to delete this.
Are we Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
It was surprising that no one made it well known that David was hanging out with younger people, but someone actually did. A friend of David's that made music with him back in the day tried exposing him in the past. However, David's label covered it up and sent their lawyers after him so he'd stop talking.
And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was. I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls that had claimed David had messaged them or had, relationships with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, I was having a lot of... It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically they removed my song with David from, streaming services because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is, after that, I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to get clout. There's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, no one else came out after that.
However, another live stream caught David hanging out with Celeste at an arcade.
Yeah, that's order.
Why you look good?
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
W's in the chat, man.
However, this is a different friend of David's that is also named Celeste. But what's weird is the new Celeste dressed the same as the missing one, as she wore this Gap sweater in the live stream, and it's the same sweater that Celeste had on in her missing persons poster. This had fans wondering if David tried to pretend that Celeste was still alive by having a new friend that looked similar and had the same name. But in other news, academics looked into his song titles.
Crashing. Where'd it go wrong? Ghost. Where did you go? Afterlife?
But it got weirder when this video of David cleaning shoes came out, as fans believe the shoes near the end of the video are the same ones that Celeste wore in the left picture. This resulted in Celeste's brother speaking out for the first time. Why are people lying saying that I knew more? I didn't. I don't know why people are lying trying to make me look bad. Celeste did nothing but love me. I was one of the only people she loved. I never knew information about anything up until the last time she left. But after the feds searched David's Hollywood house, a post came out the next day reading, "A Redditor went to David's house this morning and allegedly found a Tesla key right outside the front of his house in a gutter behind some leaves. He claimed to have informed the police. When the police arrived, they claimed the Tesla key card. Tesla owners also confirmed that the color of the card goes with the type of Tesla that David owns, which was shown on the news."
After someone noticed a foul odor coming from a car. Once inside, they discovered a wrapped in plastic car, which was a Tesla that belonged to a singer and Queens native who goes by the name David, spelled with A4.
This key card was found just outside of the garage of the home. It's noted this Tesla has a 360-degree motion sensor camera, so the investigators will know who dropped off the car soon.
David Tesla was repoed on September 8th. He started his tour August 5th, 9th. They said the car was sitting for over 30 days before it got repoed. He reported it missing in between that, but it's been sitting before he started his tour. He called to report a Tesla missing. Now chat, anybody in chat, go to Google and say, can I call Tesla? If my Tesla is missing, can I call Tesla to track it? Watch what it shows you. To call Tesla, a Tesla of all cars you reported missing. When you can call Tesla and get it tracked, that don't make sense. They said the car was sitting for over 30 days. So from when the car was impounded on the 8th, we can add 31 days plus add some change. That's days, if not a week or more, before he started his tour, bro. Dating a 13-year-old, bro. Probably got a, that's why he did that.